Scumbags and slimeballs. That's what Steve Bannon's calling the 5 Republicans that President Biden apparently named that want to do things and want to work with him, and they just can't do it out of fear of being primaried. So maybe it's something for Steve Bannon to hang his hat on, to think, these particular Republicans need to make sure that they're bowing down to the correct form to go in with the Republican Party, because if you don't go with the Republican Party's agenda, you'll get primaried. You're not doing what the people who voted Republicans in were doing. Makes sense, right?
The 5 traitors, and this is Republicans, and this is the scumbags and slimeballs you have here in the nation's capital. He outed 5 Republicans, senators, have told him they agree with what he's doing, and they would actually vote and support him, but they're afraid of, wait for it, the War Room Posse. They're afraid they'll get primaried. Yes, you would get primaried. You'd be beaten, and they'd be off the money train. We want to know who those 5 are. Here's what we need. We need those 5 senators to have enough guts to step up. We're going to find out who you are. Have enough guts to step up and tell us, Lindsey Graham, who you are. You 5, we need you guys to step up to the plate, Lindsey Graham, and tell us who you are.
But what is that Republican line? What is that party line? What is the principles? What are the ideas that these guys would potentially be primaried for in Steve Bannon's world? It's not doing anything. That's the line of the Republicans. It's make sure you do nothing. So anyone he's heard a whimper of potentially having the idea of, I would work with you, President Biden, or I would listen, or I would talk, or I would consider, or I would vote on these things, that is outside of the bounds of the Republican Party, according to Steve Bannon, who apparently says he's in line with Donald Trump, who is also the leader of the Republican Party while out of office after losing his second campaign for president. But why Lindsey Graham? Why does Steve Bannon think Lindsey Graham is one of those 5? Lindsey Graham has been the guy that has been bowing down to Trump probably the hardest. He's the one who's pointing out that other folks have to bow down harder to Trump, or else you're not showing the true loyalty that he looks for and also deserves. So maybe it's because he was buddies with John McCain. This is all speculation now. Maybe buddies with John McCain. Maybe because when he ran in 2016 against him, he had some bad things to say about him. But newsflash, nearly every Republican that ran in 2016 had bad things to say about Donald Trump. Nearly many Republicans that didn't run in 2016 had bad things to say about Donald Trump. Now, what Lindsey Graham should understand is that ever since then, the Donald Trumps and the Steve Bannons of the world, of the party, don't want anything to do with them. They know they need to just use them to propel whatever kind of authoritarian process that they think they can make their way to. And when they find that they have no more use for you, or they find that your loyalty, even if it's a fake loyalty, if there's a couple cracks in it, it's all over. They know who you are. And that's what Steve Bannon's pointing out to him. So anyone else that's just like Lindsey Graham, according to Bannon, be on notice. Get back in line, or else you're going to lose your place at the table. Those guys want to stay at the table. Those guys want to stay with the money train. Those guys want to stay as good pigs at the trough to make sure they keep drinking from that gold mine. Is that really saying something good about the politicians that are still in power? Is that really saying something good about the rest of the Republicans that haven't told Joe Biden, I'm willing to work with you in some form or capacity? I think it makes everyone look bad. The 5 that say it secretly but are too cowardly to come out forward and actually do that work for the American people, and also the ones that are staying quiet because they want to stay at that trough. Well, thank you, Steve Bannon. You pointed out that all of these players in this situation are all bad actors.